Being a homemaker is absolutely a very beautiful lifestyle choice, and even if nobody told you this, like nobody told me, I would love to chat with you about it. So make sure you stick around for a few minutes into this video as I talk more on this particular topic. Got my coffee. And the baby is set up with a few toys just so I have a few minutes to share what I picked up from the thrift store. There's only 3 things, but I have turned into that like typical YouTuber homemaker that loves thrifting. And I feel like, I don't know, for a while I just thought it was just trendy. Sorry, you're gonna hear noises because he's playing, but that's the way it goes. You can find beautiful pieces for so cheap, and we are definitely on a budget right now, and so I'm learning it. So I got 3 things. All of this was $10, but it's like bigger things, so I'm pretty impressed with that. So this frame, now it does not have glass, it's just the frame, and I'm still gonna put a picture in it, and I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna work. I think I'm just gonna like hot glue it or something on the back. I definitely get a sliver, so I may have to be a little bit careful with that. I'm gonna turn this black, so I'm going to end up painting it somehow so that it's black, but I love the size of it, and I actually need to measure it because then I need to get the proper picture. So 9.5 by 13.5. I should probably put that in my phone so I don't forget. Picture a little bit larger and then trim it as well. That works. Anyway, if you remember me talking about wanting to do a basket wall, I'm so sorry for the toy noise, but I am going to do that on that wall up there. And I found my second basket. I actually don't even have access to my first one right now because I rearranged my living room. And we have a love seat that needs to just be probably just put in the basement with everything else. It's like a dumping ground right now. Our main living areas set, and then I'm gonna deal with the dumping ground areas. So anyway, so far I have this one. It's a lot larger than the other one, but what I'm looking for is the depth. Like I want ones that aren't so tall so that on the wall they'll look weird if they're too big. So I saw this one and I was like, this is perfect. So I have this one, and then I have one other just simple round one. I'm probably just going to start hanging them and add to it as I go. It's gonna look weird for a little while, but I think that way then I can kind of have it on the wall and picture like what needs to go next so that I can be on the lookout for the perfect basket, if that makes sense. So I got rid of the tag. I think this basket was, I think it was $1.99. The frame was like $2.99 or $1.99. I don't know. They were under $3. Then I grabbed this, and honestly, I don't normally buy things anymore unless I have a specific spot for them, because I'm trying to be really, really intentional with what I bring into our home because we have way too much stuff. I've been slowly decluttering. It takes a lot of time, but yeah, so I'm really intentional with what I bring in, and obviously the frame and the basket, like I have a spot for those, and this I really don't. I mean, we do have a bathroom that we want to redo, so I'm thinking it could go in there, but this is a piece that I would totally take with me whenever we end up building a house too. So I think it'd be really cute in the bathroom though. It doesn't match the style right now. Not that I couldn't still do it, but I just saw this and I was like immediately in love. I love the beadboard on the back. I love the style here. I just think it's so pretty. And it was $4.99, and it's like pretty big. Like it's bulky. It's good. It's a good size. So I may leave it this color. I'm not really sure. It needs a good cleaning, but I do like the color. I definitely don't mind it. I like white, cream, beige, all that neutrals. So we'll see. I'll probably end up just leaving it, but it definitely needs a good cleaning. But I love it. It's so pretty. So as I take you along on the rest of this video, as I hang out my decor, bake some delicious baked goods for my family and cook dinner, and then later on also go through my closet, lots of homemaking tasks that needed to be done this particular week, I wanted to talk more about homemaking being a completely valid lifestyle choice or vocation or occupation, whatever word you want to use to describe it. So let's go way back to
your high school days when you are taking those career tests. I don't even remember how many times we did those. I feel like definitely more than once. And I don't ever remember stay-at-home mom, or not even stay-at-home mom, but just homemaker in general. I didn't even know that term, honestly, until the past couple of years, because I just always thought, once I realized it, that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom once I had kids, but it goes even beyond that. But back in those days when you would take those tests and, they try to help you figure out what you want to do with your life, what your passion is, homemaker was never talked about for me. It was always something, basically, that was a career that makes money. So something that you would gain skills in and then, go to a job and make money. And that's basically all that I thought. And so it wasn't until 2017, when I was about a year away from finishing my college degree, that I realized I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And at that point, I was like, I'm just going to finish my degree and hopefully somehow I can stay home when I have children. But the more that I was thinking about it and the more that I dug into it and found other homemakers, I realized that I just have this immense love for home that literally goes way beyond having children and being with them to raise them. Like, that obviously is very important to me, and that's a huge driving force behind why I am at home. But I just love creating a home, and I never knew that that was something that a person, specifically a woman, because I'm probably mostly talking to ladies here, but I also think that there are men that can very much enjoy home. Maybe not in the same sense as we would, maybe so, I'm not really sure, but I'm mostly talking to ladies because that's who watches my channel. But I never knew that a woman could put so much heart and soul into creating a home. Now, I will say, even though my parents did not tell me that being a homemaker was a viable option, they did instill a love of home in me. They always made sure that our home, was safe and it was cozy and it was comfortable, it was warm and it was inviting. And I think that that's where this comes from at the root. So I'm very thankful for that. But aside from that, I was not, I'm going to use the word discipled, but I was not discipled in, should this be the path that God is leading me down? How can you make that happen? Because we all know that a woman at home, she might have time to pursue something that brings in another income, which I do work a part-time, remote, very flexible job from home because that is our financial season that we are in. But should she not want to do that, or maybe her husband makes enough and she doesn't have to. But anyway, if you are a younger woman and you are thinking about your future and thinking about how you want to be home at some point, I would just strongly encourage you to really lean into that ahead of time. So if you're going to go to college, if you're going to do a university or a 2-year or whatever, pick something that is going to be relatively simple for you to pull back from, and then even come back into it at a later time if you so choose. You may not. You maybe just want to do it for a little while and then be home. That's completely up to each person, but pick something that will allow you that opportunity. And also just think ahead, like as you are dating and trying to find a partner for your life, you have to make it very clear from the start that that is what you would like. And I just think doing that earlier on would have been so helpful, because If you don't, then you'll end up in a situation like me where like I'm having a baby and I'm like, I really want to be home. Praise the Lord, I have a very supportive husband who knows that that's my dream, and so, you know, it worked out that I could work remotely part-time from home. But that is definitely not always the case, so I feel very blessed for that.
Everything in here is fuller now, but of course fall clothing is bulkier. But I have a few like chunky things like this that I don't even think they're gonna fit in there because they're just so big. But we do also keep some bins underneath the bed, so I think I'm gonna go through those as well, because there's some t-shirts and stuff that I won't wear, so if I just put them in the buckets, then that will free up space. So I'm going to do that.
So I just want to encourage you that if you feel that this is your calling, that you want to be home, you want to create a home for your husband and for your family, with, you know, your future children, I want to encourage you that that is an absolutely valid lifestyle choice. I am a firm believer that everything else stems from the home, and what the home life is like really just affects literally everything else. And we always hear about that, you know, you hear about that from the public schools, like talking about the children that have hard home lives and things like that. And there's so many stories like that. That's just one example, but the way that the home life is just so important. And so somebody who wants to pour into that all the time, whether or not there are children there, I think is just an absolutely beautiful thing, but it is something that you do need to prepare for early on. So if it's something that you think you want to do, I would start preparing now. It's really never too late. You know, if you have a boyfriend and you guys have been together for a little while and you're working towards marriage, I would definitely have that conversation so that when you start off in your marriage, maybe you can start just living on one income right away if you plan to work for a little bit or whatever that looks like. But I would definitely plan ahead, think about what kind of degree you're going to get if you're going to go to school, and just, I don't know, just don't listen to people telling you that you have to build this ginormous career. It is absolutely very beautiful and a worthwhile pursuit to want to invest in your home and your home life and your relationships there. And I don't think that you will regret it at all. I have not regretted a single moment coming home to be with my baby, being able to serve my family. And although it has been an adjustment, it's been nothing short of absolutely amazing, and I just highly recommend it. So if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I upload a new video every single Friday all about homemaking, and we would absolutely love to have you here. So I will see you next Friday.